In this video, we'll be looking at some of the most crazy TikTok conspiracy theories in 2023.
Theory. Basically, we're living in a simulation. It's called simulation theory.
Simulation
Scientists
theory.
kind of made this theory that a more advanced civilization could potentially have created a simulation that we're currently living in. Oh, no. Which is pretty fucking frightening if you ask me. However, the funny thing is that there's only one way that we could even know and even tell that we are in fact in a simulation, and that would be if we could observe some sort of glitch in the matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Everybody sees me walking.
Glitches.
I'm walking.
It's crazy.
Look.
Oh no.
This plane. Is
It's
it
just
moving? It's not moving.
Yo, have you seen a birds like this too? I even seen like a Harry Potter broom one time.
But it sounds like it's moving.
Oh wow. What is it? What you notice, man? What you notice, man? Is that her?
Earlier this week, Polish archaeologists announced that they had discovered a vampire burial. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it a vampire? No. Is it a burial? Abso-fucking-lutely. This unfortunate young woman likely lived around the 17th century and was buried with full accordance to vampire superstition, as you can tell by the agricultural scythe across her neck, with the presumed intention being that if the deceased were to rise again to suck the blood of the living, she would be immediately decapitated. It's just like the old saying goes, why kill when you can overkill? Beyond this, the young woman was also found with a padlock around her toe. This was likely more of a symbolic feature signifying the permanence of death and the banishment from the world of the living. So what is the story here? While archaeologists have found no immediate evidence of foul play, the presence of this one naturally protruding tooth has shed some light on the topic. And as heartbreaking as it is, we could be looking at a tale as old as time. One where the violence and hate from the fearful and superstitious is so often channeled towards those who are different.
Anytime you went to sleep and you woke up, you passed into a nearby and very similar universe, but not quite the same. And depending upon your choices and how you live your life, it's how you wake up and what new one you pop into on the other side. And everyone's just a little bit different. The whole world changes just a little bit each time you make a decision, one way or another. Everything changes when you wake up. You think the world is static, because it is when you're awake. You have no fucking idea what's happening while you're asleep. And when you wake up again, you have this foggy recollection of the past. And that's what you're going by. You're going by every morning waking up with a foggy recollection of the past. That's what you're doing. And you're assuming that nothing's changed and everything's static, and while you were asleep for 8 hours, nothing weird happened. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea. You're dreaming. You're having crazy fantasies and shit. Weird stuff.
Dreams are
happening.
crazy.
You're fucking mermaids. You're flying through the air on a helicopter. You know, weird things happen when you're dreaming. What is all that about? Yeah. We don't even know. We have no idea what that is. That soup of possibilities that's fucking swirling around in between your ears while you're snoring up a storm, and then boom, you wake up. Are you sure those memories are real? Are you sure that this isn't a whole completely new universe that you're living in today?
You have to watch this video that
It's
I'm going to show
mind-blowing.
you, and then let's talk about it after.
I am not
Oh, this is
Morgan
crazy,
Freeman,
y'all.
and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not.
This is spooky.
What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality.
Knowing that the technology is out there to be able to do stuff like that, and we would not know the difference, makes me wonder what else do we see that is not actually true?
Right.
Like, what else do they do to distort our reality, to trick us, to confuse us, to deceive us? Like, I have so many questions. Are the people we even see on TV real? Our president?
I don't
Some
know.
of these people in Hollywood? Or are they CGI? What do you guys think?
So scientists have just discovered giant underground oceans hidden in our planet. And it could be home to some bizarre, alien-like life forms. You heard me right. Over 500 miles under our Earth's crust, scientists have discovered huge oceans. And we have absolutely no idea what could be living there. And these oceans are so massive, these underground oceans hold 3 times more water than there is on the surface of the Earth. The temperature of the water down that deep in the Earth is so high, scientists have no idea what could be lurking down there in the depths of our planet. Scientists have just found an egg of an extinct marine reptile that used to swim the waters of Antarctica 60 to 70 million years ago. This is what the ancient egg looks like, and it's about 12 inches long, and it weighs over 15 pounds, and it is the first ever fossilized egg found in Antarctica. The shell had deflated since whatever was inside it hatched over 60 million years ago. But when scientists compared it to 250 other reptile eggs, what they found might scare you a little bit. The egg belonged to a mosasaur, which is that huge thing about to eat that great white shark, or it belonged to a plesiosaur, with both being extremely terrifying. This really makes you think, what else is hiding in the ocean that we just haven't discovered yet?
Yo, the ocean is just crazy, isn't it? Like, I mean, we supposedly can go out into space, but we do not know what's in our own ocean on our own planet. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about 60 million years ago. Like, that could have been yesterday. That's all I'm saying. Like, in terms of time, we don't even know what time really is, do we?
Scientists have just made a 3,000-year-old mummy speak. And just wait until you hear what it sounds like.
Scientists were able to mimic Nessie Amun's voice by recreating his mouth and vocal cords with a 3D printer. It allowed them to produce a single sound.
Scientists at the University of New York have successfully replicated the vocal tract of a 3,000-year-old mummy. And the reason they did this is because they wanted to see if they could recreate a voice from the past. They took precise measurements of the mummy's vocal tract and 3D printed it, and were actually able to make this 3,000-year-old mummy speak. Pluto may have started hot and contained an ocean. You heard me right. Scientists have just discovered some evidence that shows Pluto used to have an ocean. And the craziest part is the ocean would have been under its crust like this. It would have the ice covering with the ocean under it. Scientists have also discovered that there are a lot of rogue black holes just zooming around our universe as we speak. And this is scary because we can't see black holes. And scientists have even discovered that planets with large oceans are very common in the Milky Way galaxy. And astronomers estimate that there are about 6 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone. Also, new observations suggest that the universe might be expanding at a higher rate than we originally thought. And NASA has also proposed a new mission that would see them visiting one of Neptune's moons called Triton. And they expect to find life there.
Again, like, they talking about going to Neptune's moon, but yet, when's the last time we were supposedly on our moon? And we still don't know what's in our ocean, but we traveling way out there to someone else's moon? I mean, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that.
Believe it or not, astronomers have just found the source of all life in the universe. And here it is. I'm not playing a joke on you. I'm being serious. This is the source of all life in the universe. This is a white dwarf star, and they are the main source of carbon atoms in the Milky Way galaxy. Which, if you don't know, carbon is a chemical element that is crucial to all life. 90% of all stars in the universe end up as white dwarf stars when they run out of fuel. And when all these stars run out of fuel, they release a ton of carbon. And carbon is a key element in the formation of life.
So while everybody's been focused on the Super Bowl halftime and Rihanna's performance, the big news of her pregnancy, and everybody debating on whether the performance was adequate or not, let's see what we've been missing and being distracted from the Grammys to the Super Bowl. By the way, I think Rihanna did amazing. In a chronological timeline, I'm gonna first point out that there was a ship off the coast of Hawaii that was searching. Now, if you don't know, off the coast of Hawaii is going to be our greatest naval-based Pearl Harbor. I'm sure you all remember that from history class. So yeah, it was alarming, but not too alarming. On to the next. Next was going to be this Chinese air balloon that we found in our airspace. China claims that it was just an innocent weather balloon that kind of drifted into U.S. airspace, but Biden decided that we needed to shoot it down and was highly, suspicious of it. This is February 4th, by the way, y'all, all the way up until that. Then we have a big...
We shot a balloon down, right? With our most powerful fighter jet. We needed that to shoot a balloon down. I don't sound like a balloon to me.
Train derailment that happened actually on February 3rd, but it's still burning by February 4th. And this article, published on February 8th, talks a lot about, the aftermaths of how the sky is looking, and just they have to controlly release these toxic elements into the air. Because if they don't, it could cause, a worse explosion. So with all this smoke and all this toxic gas being released, everybody in that town was pretty much evacuated. Despite all this, all over Ohio for the past couple of weeks, you have been seeing people post videos of UAPs, UFOs.
Oh, look at that. That's in Ohio?
What the
Whoa.
fuck?
That last clip was dated February 11th from Ashland, Ohio. February 12th, a U.S. military fighter jet shot down an octangle object over Lake Huron. Of course, they...
Did she say an octangle?
We talk about the suspected Chinese balloon that we talked about earlier, but Chinese say they don't have anything to do with it, and all these objects are, oblong, weird shapes, unidentified objects. So next, I'm not the best at geography, so I had to go look up where Lake Huron was, right? So it's up there, by Canada, but right below, kind of near the same airspace, is going to be Ohio. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere, connecting the pieces, it's getting a little interesting now. So I know this is dated from February 5th, 2022, over a year ago. But basically, a oil tanker that fuels Pearl Harbor basically was leaking into a Hawaiian aquifer. Kind of makes it more interesting now that, people were looking around at Pearl Harbor to see if it's a weakness or whatever. Point all of this out to say that there's a lot going on that we don't know about. And say that the smoke train derailment was meant to cover Ohio skies because there is a lot happening in the airspace. You can see that the government's pointing us towards unidentified objects and aliens. I remember fake and alien invasion conspiracy theory. You know what America's best at? War propaganda.
Facts, y'all. I think about that all the time, right? You look into the sky and it's just super cloudy. You got that haze over the sky. You really can't see anything. So there's a reason behind all of that. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that as well. If you like the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.